Hey everybody, it's Crazy Cube and Carol. How you doing? Today I'm going to be doing a cube collection video, and I'm sorry that this came out really late. I was supposed to do it at the end of 2015, but I had to get last week's video out of the way first. So anyways, let's get started. So I am going to say right now that I don't have that many cubes, like very little compared to regular speed cubers, because I haven't been cubing for very long, only a couple of months. But anyways, let's just get started. So I'm just going to start with these, which are little 1x1s. And basically how I made them was I took a corner, well, two corners, and I just chopped off the internal mechanism, filled it with epoxy sculpt, and painted it and stickered it. So yeah, these are just two 1x1s, super difficult to solve. I solved it once, and then I never scrambled again. I just left it because, I don't want to go through that hard stage of solving it. But anyways, yes, these are the 1x1s. Next, we have a 1x1x2 that I made. It spins really well, obviously, because, it doesn't have a mechanism or anything. I used Me, Myself, and Pi's tutorial to make it. I used Legos, and as you can see, I just put a peg there and then one with a hole, and then they snap together and spin really nicely. So now let's get started with the actual cubes. So here we have a ShengShou 2x2. This I did get for Christmas, but it wasn't in that package. It was under the tree. It's pretty bad. I was originally going to do some modding with it, but I don't really know what I'm going to do with it. I probably will just keep it in my collection, and I actually had 4 of them. Here's 2, and then one I made a sticker mod out of. The cafe nearby my house has these stickers, and yeah, so I just took all the stickers off and put these on. And then one more, which is in a jar. I just unstickered it and put it inside this jar, which is the perfect fit for decoration. This one turns probably the best out of all of these, and they have very little corner cutting compared to other 2x2s. Now, next we have a WIT 2 version 1, I'm pretty sure of. Yeah, I restickered it with Cubicle Bright stickers, and they look terrible. As you can see, this blue side just has a ton of air bubbles and all scratched up from use and bad stickering, because this is like the first cube I ever restickered. I originally wanted to use Izo's favorite set, kind of like how JR Cuber did a while ago. But, I was drawn to the Cubicle Bright shades. And this one turns really nice and has absolutely amazing corner cutting for a 2x2. So, up next we have these 3 mini 3x3s. These were pretty much all given to me by friends from my school. This one was when me and my friend had a play date. My friend and I had a play date, and it has a really strange color scheme. It's the original Rubik's Cube color scheme: white opposite blue, orange opposite red, and green opposite yellow. This one is probably the smoothest. I did lube it, but it is really loose from the start. This one is terrible. It was originally a Disney cube or something that I really didn't like because I don't like Disney. If it was like a promotional item or a souvenir, that would have been cool, but I took off all the stickers, decided to re-sticker it, and cut my own stickers, and it's terrible. Because I just took a 2x2 sticker, put it here, and just chopped it. So I didn't do it very carefully. And then this one is a Juilliard Rubik's Cube promotional one keychain. I might hang it on my backpack or just leave it. But anyways, these are the 3 mini 3x3s. Next, we have this kind of unknown brand 3x3. If you guys could tell me what brand this is in the comments. I got it from E3 Cube Store. I didn't make a video about it because that was before I had a YouTube channel, of course. It has okay corner cutting. It doesn't do 45. It's just a mini 3x3. It's not as small as like this one, you could see. But the color shades are like ShengShou too, and it turns pretty nice, but, I kind of just have it sitting in my collection. And to sort of conclude the mini 3x3s, I have the Maru Nano 3x3 in blue, and I did make an unboxing of this from my last video. I got it in blue. As you can see, it turns really nice for a little cube like this, and the time lapse of me making this will be coming out soon. But you know, this is a really good turning puzzle. I lubed it with Marlube, and I did make the cube stand and cube cup. So yeah, there's not really much to say about it. Next we have these two Rubik's brand cubes. This was my first ever 3x3. It is terrible. I got it at Barnes & Noble's. And it's not the Rubik's 2.0, but is the one with the tiles on it, the embedded tiles. And it's super stiff. I lubed it with like Aquaphor, which is, if you don't know, similar to Vaseline. And it does actually have 45 degrees corner cutting with force. And then this one actually turns better. This is an original Rubik's Cube from my friend, and is worn from use from him and from me. Like, as you can see, the stickers are just completely destroyed. This one actually is not bad. It's just broken in a lot from solves and such. And the pieces are, you know, really old designs. But yeah, here are two Rubik's brand cubes. Next we have a million Guanlongs. The reason why I have so many of these Guanlongs is because my dad bought me a 10-pack of these to do modding with and stuff, but I ended up just using them as speed cubes. This is my first speed cube after this one ever. This is my first speed cube. So yeah, it was cheap and affordable, so we just bought a pack of 10 for like 20 bucks. This one is probably a little bit tensioned, like slightly, and lubed. Well, no, this one is like how I set it up. This one is just out of the box. This one I made a maraca out of using Red KB's tutorial. This one is also out of the box. I might have used Lubical Gummy on this, but it didn't really work. I just put like one single drop. One's still in its box because, you know, it was my first ever kind of cube, so why not keep it in a box? And then this one, I put salt in, and it's missing a blue sticker. This one originally felt really strange, but now it's just kind of sandy and stuff. Yeah, these are a million Guanlongs. Here we have an Oscar's treasure chest, as you can see. And no, I did not sticker it, take off those tiles and re-sticker it. It came like this for Christmas. And as you know, when it's solved, the white side pops off. And I do put my Maru Nano 3x3 in there to keep it safe. And I did lube it, but it turns pretty badly, locks up a ton, and it's just not really a good cube overall, but you know, you wouldn't expect it to, as it has no mechanism at all. As you can see, it just locks up a lot. But anyways, this is the Oscar's treasure chest, and I am going to, if I could take it off, put my mini 3x3 into there. Here we have a concave cube. This is actually one of my favorite cubes in my collection because it feels just awesome. And mine actually turns quite nicely. Like, I know Paradox Cubing's pops a lot and stuff, and it's not really good, but mine actually is decent. You know, it's not the best speed cube in the world, but you know, it's not like as bad as a Rubik's brand. So yeah, I just like to play with this every once in a while. I don't really do solves on it. It's more of a collector's item type of thing. Next we have another one of my favorites. This is the Magnetic Cube from magneticcube.com, of course. And you know, this is the one that's stickered. If you bought from this place, usually you would get one that has dice, like a checkerboard pattern or something. But mine, my parents bought for me, was the stickered one, which I'm really grateful for because that was like the most expensive one. And if you don't know already, this is held together by magnets. As you can see, the centerpiece has the biggest magnet, and they just go in together. And since I don't have a floppy cube, I like to use these slices as just a floppy cube that I could solve every once in a while. And a piece just fell out. So as you can tell, this is a really delicate puzzle that you don't really want to play with too often, or else your puzzle will just completely collapse. There we go. So yeah, this is a really nice collector's item once again. And you know, if you can't finger trick it, or else this row will just come flying out. But yeah, this is the magnetic cube. Next we have a bag of the spare parts, and you can see my absolutely lovely handwriting right there. These are just pretty much all Guanlong pieces, and there might be a couple of 2x2, mini 2x2 mechanisms in here. But I just, if I have these extra pieces here, I just throw them in here and use them for scraps instead of having a cube that's like half apart and half together. So yeah, this is just a spare parts bag that I don't use very often. As you can see, there's still a ton of pieces in there, but yeah, they're always handy for modding. And now we have the Moyu Aolong version 2. This is a really nice puzzle. It is the one I use all the time, or my main. Of course, I have lubed this, tensioned it to my liking, and stickered and everything. I haven't done too many solves on it. I usually practice on it for a couple of minutes, I guess. But yeah, it's still kind of gooey from being lubed. I only lubed it a couple days ago because I recently got my lube. But anyway, yeah, this is the Moyu Aolong version 2. Moving on to 4x4s, this was my first ever 4x4. It's a Rubik's 4x4, and doesn't it look pretty? I tried to tension it one time, and then it just exploded. Me and my dad put it back together. My dad and I put it back together, and then it exploded again. I just put it in the Ziploc bag because I didn't feel like putting it together again. And it's probably just going to stay here until like a while because it was a pain to build this, and I'm pretty sure neither of us want to do it again. But yeah, anyways, this is a Rubik's 4x4, which is a terrible cube. Don't buy it. The next 4x4 I got was this Shangshao 4x4 version 3 or 4. I will never know because I threw out the box and I didn't pay attention to which version it was, but I know it's version 3 or 4. I kind of messed this up too because I was tensioning it, of course, and you know, it kind of went wrong and it fell apart. We put it back together. It turns fine. I mean, it's fully functional and everything. It's just, it's just kind of bad to play with because it's not really good at turning and it locks up a lot. And the last 4x4 I have, the Moyu Aosu. I have an unboxing of this, of course, on my channel. And this one is just really nice. I'm still learning Yao. I'm not really good at it. I learned it recently. I did re-sticker this with my sticker scheme. But I'm not really fast at 4x4. It's not my favorite event. Definitely not my favorite event. Probably because I'm really slow at it. I need some more practice. But this one turns really nice. I would definitely recommend buying this. Okay, so moving on to smaller cuboids. Here we have my 1x1 2, which looks pretty bad because the stickers don't cover up a lot of the plastic. Followed Red KB's tutorial on this, and yeah, it turned out pretty nicely. Next we have a 2x2x3 tower cube. This one is super easy to solve. It's by the Z brand. I've broken it a lot, given it a lot of solves, and yeah, it's just kind of fun to have around. Not really one you're going to solve too much because, you know, it's pretty simple, and yeah, it's not something you would use every day. Next we have a 3x3x2 domino cuboid. I actually don't really know how to solve this one yet. I still have to look at the tutorial. I'm able to get one side using pretty much intuition. First time I was able to solve it all by myself, but then I kind of forgot how to. I'm able to get this layer using, you know, algorithms, but I can't get the last layer. I can get the yellow side, just not the last layer. But anyways, this is Lan 3x3x2 domino cube, and it turns pretty nice. Next we have a Moyu Pyraminx, which turns really, really nicely. It's kind of clicky, but I like the feeling of it. It's not over clicky, I guess, but it's not like super, super smooth and buttery, which I kind of dislike. I'm not really a fan of Pyraminx. Well, I am a fan of Pyraminx. I'm just pretty terrible at it because I only use, I guess what you would call beginner's method. I don't use any really good strategy. But yeah, this is the Moyu Pyraminx, which is, in my opinion, probably the best brand based on what I've seen. Even though I don't have any Pyraminx, but you know, Moyu is a pretty good company, so yeah, I think this is pretty good Pyraminx. Here we have a Calvin's Puzzle Square One. I always hated Square One. I don't know why. It was my first shape-shifting puzzle, and I think my only shape-shifting puzzle that I have, but I don't know. I was never a big fan of it. I thought it was a pretty weird WCA event. I feel like it was kind of unnecessary and just something like they came up with. I don't know. I feel like it's not really a fun thing to solve. But this one's really loose, and this does look red on camera, but this is the orange side, and this is the red side. If you do one layer, it'll go like full 180 degrees, usually, and it is by Calvin's Puzzle. Here we have a Moyu Scube. I think Scube is really fun. Something I'll usually pick up and solve and show to my friends, because, you know, they've only seen like this regular 3x3 cube. But this one is like, whoa, how do you even turn that? It's like, oh look, I can solve it. So yeah, it's pretty fun to solve, and I like the feeling of how it moves. Here we have the Gear Ball by Mefferts, and I actually have not even scrambled this one yet. I've had it for a long time. I'm planning on filming how it turns so I could come up with my own algorithm instead of having to look it up on the internet. I'm like already making noticings with the turning, like how the gears move. But I'm pretty sure this is going to be a challenge for me to solve. And I'm also kind of questioning why they use purple. I would have preferred if it was whites, but you know, that's just my opinion. Here we have a Tripoom Megaminx ball. I just got this from like E3 Cube Store or someplace. Scrambled it up, never touched it again, and I probably will not touch it again because I don't know, I scrambled it not even paying attention to what happens on the cube and where the pieces go, and I probably will have no idea how to solve this, because I really don't know anything about it when it is solved. And I scrambled it, like I just said, and I was able to get, like, that much. Lot, huh? Okay, so we're almost done. Here we have an MF8 and Smaz Dino Cube. This one is really fun to solve. I don't know why it's really simple, but there's like absolutely no corner cutting on this. Like, you can't turn it like that. It'll be really difficult and stiff. It takes me a long time to solve it, and these points are super sharp, and it cut my finger multiple times, as you can see. But yeah, this is the MF8 and Smaz Dino Cube, and it's really gooey because I lubed it. Here we have a Siamese cube that I made out of these YJ Guanlongs, of course. More YJ Guanlongs. I have like I had like a ton of these because I made a mistake at first. I did it like wrong, like there was like 5 pieces up instead of 4. And then one time it was like unusable, it wasn't fully functional. The only things you could turn was here, here, well not that, here, 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 and here. But I chopped that apart and made this. So this one's pretty nice. I do still have to get around to solving it though. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be too hard. It's just going to be like 2 3x3s with some bandage sides. Here we have this magic that is taken apart. The strings are on the desk because I'm planning on making a custom one using GIMP, but I've never really gotten around to it. I've tried using GIMP, but it kind of failed, and I need a little more practice, but this is kind of just sitting around on the table, not even on my shelf with all my cubes. I didn't really like this magic. It was like a Clarkson University one. Yeah, it's just sitting around doing nothing. And the final cube in my collection is a Cube Twist Magic. As you can see right there, it says Cube Twist. Magic is fun. I'm pretty bad at it. I can use advanced method, but this one is super tight. I have to break it in. As you can see, the strings are really tight, and I'm also terrible at magic. But there we go. There's a Cube Twist Magic. So I really hope you guys enjoyed my beginning of 2016 cube collection. And if you did, make sure to subscribe and like this video. And I will see you guys next time on Crazy Cubing Carol. Bye!